the 24th of February, and this upload is with regard to the ongoing issue of treason that I'm experiencing and the issue of failings in a 2021 democracy with regard to functions and obligations and duties and responsibilities of agencies not being fulfilled lawfully. I have experienced medical negligence and bodily integrity damages by unidentified individuals working remotely that have harmed my anatomy unlawfully and without authorization or consultation. I have contacted the relevant state agencies for the past 3 years, and these individuals of a collective are still causing offences against the Constitution. So this upload is basically with regard to the issue of treason against my child and I. My child unlawfully separated and withheld from me for the past 3 years while exposed to harmful circumstances and adults and practitioners, and basically the issue of trespassing onto my marital farm holdings and the issue of desertion and the factors involved when individuals are trying to protect or attain or acquire from another person unlawfully. That means that there are individuals that have illegally discussed matters without my consent or consultation, and they have trespassed where they have no right, and they have violated many of the laws that safeguard civil society. As a recovery advocate and as an educator, all of these circumstances are quite bizarre, and I'm really curious as to how the authorities and politicians explain a circumstance such as this happening to a sentient being whose light, body and child have been damaged irrevocably and so treasonously. My royal identity, lineage, ancestry and my personal information are not for culprits of offences against my child and I or the constitution of the democracy that I have respected. So the people violating my privacy and that are of exploitation and that are of gains that have been unsavoury and discourteous to my spiritual identity and my royal identity are all serious issues that I have alerted the Ombudsman and relevant agencies to since 2017. So the present circumstances of reoffenders causing exacerbation and not respecting the laws and not respecting civil society or my royal ancestry and title that they have disrespected and slandered are all very serious issues. And as regards individuals that have attained light fragments, gifts and blessings from my royal spiritual journey and that have discussed these matters publicly are all very serious issues that pertain to my European Court of Human Rights application. So there's a lot of hypocrisy, contradictions and double standards going on, and that isn't very helpful or beneficial for future generations when people think they're going to designate and decide by means of their acquisitions and offences from a person that they have had no interaction or involvement with, but that they have stolen so much from and discussed so slanderously. So basically this is with regard to my humanitarian protection order and my public statement with regard to reoffenders reoffending and the issue of nonchalance and turning a blind eye and obstructions that have occurred without addressing the damages done to my innocent son and I. So those obstructing the court of justice or the process of justice and obstructing and harming the role of mothers' rights, women's rights, and children's rights in this debacle is all pertinent in the uploads that I'm sharing about. And I'd appreciate it if the authorities would respect privacy and identity of my child and I. The publicity within this circumstance is common knowledge, and people of research and development, whether it's academic or otherwise, without consulting the source of their information and developments and research, is another unlawful act in this human rights abuse vendetta that I'm experiencing. So the issue of those damaging constitutional and human rights of Maria McElligott and those practicing against faith and family, and that are of witchy practices that aren't so positive for society. I have huge concerns about that also. So I don't condone violations of faith against others. So the issue of those practicing treasonously with bodily integrity damages involved also are all issues that I'd appreciate the human rights agencies acknowledging as promptly as possible, due to the nature of developments and reoffenders causing further issues without addressing their mental health issues. So the agencies acting on behalf of guilty culprits and violating human rights are endangering the future of civil society.